So my name is Novien Yarber. I go by Novi. People on campus know me by Novi. I am this is my fourth year. I'm a fourth year doctoral student. It's kind of crazy to say. Officially a candidate at the University of San Diego in the SOLS department. And so I study leadership studies, but more specifically higher education leadership. So like after I graduated from undergrad, I did quickly realize that that was not my calling, and I was like, let me figure out what I can do to be closer in alignment with who I am as a person and who I want to be as a part of the ecosystem. And so, just with some research, I landed upon the master's program in higher education at the University of San Diego. And so it sounded perfect. Like it was like higher ed, it was like engaging with students, it was about leadership development and the type of their approach to leadership development was very unique to me. It wasn't just about like management or business management, but like leadership as an art form, as a sociological like I guess like adaptive approach to navigating certain systems and things like that and understanding the greater collective. But I was still drawn to USD because one, I was familiar, and then two, like there was a lot of promise and like what I could make of this degree, right? I had a lot of I don't know if you've heard this in other interviews, but there's a lot of freedom in the program, but freedom in the sense that you need to cultivate this space for yourself, or the route that you need to take. And we're not going to specifically tell you; we will guide you. But there was opportunity to create, and so I was drawn to that. And I knew the culture at Souls was more conducive to who I was as a person. It was important to me not only like academically that it needed to be a fit, but like also culturally, like I'm not in the business of making myself more palatable for the masses, especially in academia. And that's something that I've only come to realize being at Souls, right? It's like I could say that, right? I have the authority to say in the agency to say, nah, I am an academic and I look like this, I speak like this. I've learned that takes different shapes, based on different contexts, right? And based on the student. Like if you want to take that up, it's there for you. And if you don't, I think it's easily ignored. There's so many opportunities within what we do in leadership studies, right, to grant you this space and authority to do that work. Specifically at Souls, a lot of our faculty are, beginning to and continue to look at the ways in which not only how they're teaching, like the type of literature that they're using and things like that to start, creating the space in the classroom, but the way in which they teach themselves, the pedagogy and their willingness to step into that space has kind of grown. Obviously, since 2019, there's been a call to action and, things like that. But I have known since I've been there, pre 2019, summer of 2019, where everybody had this great awakening, right? Prior to that, I've been, I've had the pleasure of working with some amazing faculty members who, diversity, equity, inclusion, belonging are at the forefront of like all that they do. So beyond the classroom, like there are opportunities obviously to be like in committees and like there's like dean advisory boards and there's different like ancillary committees on campus where you can be invested in the work, right? And even take it beyond USD, right? USD has a far reach into the community and the community beyond San Diego as well, where our scholars and our faculty and whoever do some really great work in the surrounding community. Specifically for social justice, but it's like a type of compassion that's almost like I don't know how to shape this, but like critical compassion, like you need it, like you need compassion in order to connect with certain people, to extend yourself, to open yourself to the process, to the learning, being compassionate with others, but also being compassionate with yourself, recognizing like where you are in this the grand scheme, you know what I mean? And I think given USD's Catholic identity, and then obviously as it trickles down to souls, um, I think that is something that is actively practiced at USD is compassion. And I don't even know how to like put my finger on it, but it's just the way, the feeling of how people operate. So it goes beyond just like, this is our mission statement, it's our vision, but like people actually are very compassionate and caring at that state. So yeah, so social justice, I think there's a level of critical compassion that you need in order to do the work. And I think with compassion comes in an element of forgiveness and healing. I think that's really important. That I think souls is also honestly doing, not to crap on any other departments, but souls, it does most. I feel like they do like the most work in that space because we can, right? That is the nature of our work. I think there's power in understanding beyond your own emotion, your own perspective, and like understanding that you're only part of the ecosystem and you're not the entire ecosystem, right? And so there's a lot of times when there's pushback about DEI, um, there's more data there and there's more meaning that is underneath what's being said. The intention of leadership, and specifically in this space, is I think it's more, I'm gonna say like resilient is the word I'm looking for, than its opposers. I'm an only child. I'm raised by a single mother. So a single Black mother. If I could, I think there is just I mean, there's no other word to like describe other than like magic. That that a leadership practice that Black women have, I adopt a lot of as a Black man, and I earnestly and love sitting in that, right? Like I think that is my strength. I'm emotionally intelligent, and I get that from being with my mother. I am caring. I'm in touch with my emotions. Yeah, I'm resilient. I am, strong. Like I get all that from what was modeled for me. You know what I mean? Like every step to me has been like, man, look at what we did. Like, I think seeing their growth in leadership and who they become, and using what's learned in these classes is a very proud moment for me. That, and I most recently, like I told you all, I'm officially a candidate, so I had to defend my proposal, and to see the proposal as just an idea, and and let it, see it grow into something that is, you know, understood and also valued by a greater community, and um, you know, my committee and beyond, right? I've gotten, feedback from people who I've just shared it with online, and they're like, this is very important work and thank you for doing this. And it's, look forward to it. Like that to me feels like my work has meaning. You know what I mean? It's like how I can, again, like I said, like my work is to liberate. My work is to um that is my work, right? Like that's what I do. And so my work needs to have intention and purpose. And so when it's validated by the use of it is validated by, the greater good, that gives me, pride.